Hey, Dad, can I ask you a question?
Go to it.
Welcome back to another episode. You're tuning in, looking at us live, and in living color, as CM Punk would say. Dad, it's been quite some time in our life has passed. I've graduated college. You've come to New York. You've had quite the day today. I think we should start there.
Well, yeah, I had a great bike ride today. I got up super early and I rode with the NBC correspondent Stephanie Gosk.
Crazy.
Yeah, she rented a bike from me and she didn't really know where to go. She's been out here for a couple of days. I gave her a couple of routes and I was like, look, she didn't really have time to go into the Malibu Hills. So today she came over the house and we left from the house. And what was funny is that I sent her a picture of our family and I wrote to her, I've been working at Helen Cycles for 26 years. I said, I have a family of 4. I said, I'm a normal guy,
Right.
Like because she does a lot of reporting on murderers, and,
of course,
Olympic stuff and all that stuff. But like, I didn't want her to get all freaked out because I invited her to come over.
Right.
But it was great.
To her, you're some just random guy.
I'm a rando. Yeah. But she was great. We had a great time today. We rode for 3.5 hours and, as viewers, listeners might know that, you can become good friends with someone in 3.5 hours.
For sure.
So, so we'll be doing it again, maybe in New York, maybe next time she comes out here. I don't think it's a thing where like stay in touch, when we're not riding, but you know what?
Highly doubt it.
Yeah, highly doubt it. I mean, she's a smart cat, man. She's awesome. She's really great. And
that's awesome.
I had a blast. Yeah, I had a blast. Unbelievable. Check her out on NBC. I mean, Stephanie Gosk. She's great. She's absolutely great.
We've been watching her for years, so that's pretty cool to finally.
Yeah. I told her.
Get to see her in person and also share a hobby. That's really cool.
And she was in a little bit of a rush because she's actually in town to do some speed interviewing. She's like, it's like speed dating, but speed interviewing. So I have to, she has to interview 6 people in 2 hours.
Oy.
And today she was going to be interviewing Lindsey Vonn, the Olympic ski,
sure.
Olympic medalist. So I think it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Fun.
No,
crazy
great.
Conversations, stuff I won't repeat, but a lot of fun stuff to listen to.
Yeah, stuff you definitely should.
Yeah, and listen, I put a lot of stuff out there also. She's just a normal person. It's just a normal person.
Everyone's a normal person.
I know that, but sometimes you're a celebrity or this or that. Everyone. Yeah, it was great. It was absolutely wonderful. So congratulations on your graduation from Emerson.
Thank you.
Oh my God, what a proud moment for a dad and a mother.
Pretty great. It was on Mother's Day, so happy Mother's Day to Mom. Great present for her. We were in the Cape. Got to spend some quality time with a great friend, and that we had a nice day in Boston, wandering the city. Got my second pair of Blundstones. Shout out Blundstone. Would love for you to sponsor us. But
I almost bought a pair of shoes that day. I just didn't want to carry them around.
I would have carried them around for you.
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
They're so good.
It's funny how I'm copying my son now.
Right?
It's so bizarre.
Well, it's not too late. You can always grab a pair on your next trip to New York. They're really comfortable. Big fan. Yeah, so I got the more pointed boot, which is good for business casual events and business casual meetings, and I've gotten a lot of compliments on them. Can't lie.
Yeah, we got to see my aunt and uncle. That was nice.
Yeah, we got to see your aunt and uncle, my great aunt and uncle. We got to go to my old stomping grounds, if you will, at Ruka. Beacon Hill. It was a great time. Quick trip, great time. And then you came to New York, and I got to spend some time with you in New York. Pretty great. Yeah, pretty great.
Dinner every night together.
Yeah, it was awesome.
That was so nice. It was really nice. And just hanging out, with my sister every night. And that was fun. It was good. I went on a great bike ride in New York City.
Yeah.
I picked up a bike near Trump Tower and I rode down to, I get it. And then I rode down to, I went down south. I went to the World Trade Center or Freedom Tower. And then I went across the Brooklyn Bridge. And, my father had an office in Brooklyn Heights. and at 26 Court Street, and he closed it during the pandemic because he was like 80 years old at the time,
Right.
79, and he said he wasn't going to go back anymore, and he was kind of getting ready to retire even more than he was retired. So I took a picture of 26th Street, 26 Court Street, and then he's like, Adam, go 2 miles to the north, 2 blocks to the north, and he says to me, you'll see the promenade where I watched the World Trade Center collapse.
Wow.
And I went down there, and it's a little neighborhood called Dumbo. And
yes,
there's a really famous picture of like you're looking at these old warehouses and the Manhattan Bridge is in the background.
Yep.
And I mean, it's filled with tourists. It was fantastic to see it. I'm on the bike, which is even better. And then I went to the promenade. And the promenade was like, a few people there, a few people sitting on benches. And literally 5 days later, that Mexican Navy ship would be crashing into the Brooklyn Bridge, into the promenade. Like, wow. So my first time there, I had never seen that view, but my view was like
pretty great view.
And my view was underneath the bridge.
Yeah, it's a famous
Freedom Tower. Yeah. And then, Statue of Liberty. So it was fantastic. Just fantastic. And then I dodged cars going uptown on 3rd Avenue.
Yeah.
That was kind of fun. Yeah.
It's, that actually happened this past weekend when I was up at camp because I was volunteering for an event there, and we were just hanging out with some camp people, and we just got like a notification that a boat had crashed into the Brooklyn Bridge. We were like, what? And it was interesting too because there were people like kind of like dangling on harnesses all the way up there.
Really,
and it was to watch. Really, really strange situation. But it was great to have you here. We got to, now we're just reminiscing, but we got to go see a Grateful Dead cover band.
Stella Blue? What was the name of it?
Stella Blues Band in Central Park at the Namberg Band Shell. That was really cool. Got some good dinners. The Knicks were playing. They played a night. Hopefully they win by the time you are listening to this, by the time you're viewing this.
Pizza. Lots of pizza.
Lots of pizza. Too much pizza for my liking. I'm a one slice a week kind of guy.
I understand. To me, it was like a couple of slices every day, and I was really very happy with that.
Because you needed to get your fix.
It's just, It's like I did so much walking in New York City, so I would like walk a mile, grab a slice of pizza. Walk a mile, grab like a mozzarella wrap with pepperoni. Right. I needed it.
And speaking of the Dead, they announced their 3-day
festival,
3-day Golden Gate concert festival, whatever you want to call it. But they officially announced ticket prices, and they officially announced the openers as well. So we're gonna get Trey Anastasio from Fish on Sunday.
Yep.
I think Billy Strings on Friday. Tickets are actually for 3 days. I think it's pretty fairly priced.
I'm sorry. I pre-signed up for them. I've already spoken to my boss. I'm going to need some dates off, and I've already looked into some Airbnbs in Mill Valley. So I think I'd like to go up there on a Thursday.
Why are you saying I'm? There's a lot of eyes here.
Well, it's me and your mother. You said you weren't going to come across the country for that.
I did not say that. I didn't say. You're just putting words in my mouth.
If you want to come across the country for it, feel free. But I am going to buy.
I'll make you a deal. I'll buy my own tickets because it's general admission for everyone.
Yeah, it's $245 with taxes.
No, it's $635 for 3 days.
I don't want to go for 3 days.
Oh, I want to go for all 3 shows. So, we're gonna have to figure that out. But yeah, I'll definitely be there for all 3 shows. Why wouldn't you just go for all 3 shows? How could you just go for that weekend and not go for all 3 shows?
I thought, and maybe I'm wrong here, but when I went to the Sphere 2 nights in a row, it was a little overload for me.
Weird, because I did two. I mean, everyone knows.
Yeah,
the viewers know I did 2 nights too, and it was
Well, for me, it was a little bit visual overload, and it won't be visual overload in the park for sure because they just don't have the technology, obviously. But it was a lot. It was a lot, and it's a lot to be around a lot of people for that period of time. Yeah, I struggle with that a little bit. Sorry,
it's okay. It's okay. Speak for yourself, because I'm gonna try and. I mean, I know for a fact that Shane, shout out Shane, like. I think he's gonna go. I think a lot of people are gonna go. So, look, I
definitely want to go on Saturday.
Can I stay with you still? Is that possible?
I mean, I gotta find a bigger Airbnb, but we can do that. Absolutely.
Yeah, because I mean,
of course, I'd want to stay with you. I'm not gonna go to San Francisco, not stay with my kid. Of course,
because I want to go. Yeah, I want to go to all 3 shows. I feel like if I'm already making the trek across the country,
I agree with you on that one.
I may as well just go. Okay, but the deal I kind of want to cut. Wait until that deal goes down. The deal I want to cut with you is I pay for my tickets.
Yeah.
Can you pay for my flights as an early birthday present?
No, I'm not paying for your flights. Not a chance.
Not even for my 24th birthday?
No, I'm not paying for your flights, Max. Max, as far as I'm concerned, you're off the payroll.
What?
Okay? I'll continue paying for, a few things here and there, but no, flights, no.
No flights?
I already paid for your Boston to New York
flights. No.
And your girlfriend. So
I'm not talking about if I said across the country, which I don't think I did, but if I did say that just now, that's not what I meant. I meant for however we get to San Fran from Los Angeles.
Oh, I would drive.
Okay.
I like the drive. I like driving up there, and that's how I'm going to go because also, doesn't cost me anything to drive. So.
But what happens when you got to go to the show?
What do you mean? What happens when
How are you going to get to the show?
From where?
You're going to drive to the show?
Well, wherever I am, I'll figure out a way. If I have to Uber over the Golden Gate Bridge from Mill Valley, then that's what I'll do.
Have you ever called an Uber in Mill Valley?
No.
How do you think they get up there?
How do you think? Who gets up where?
Like the Uber drivers. I mean, because the Uber, the amount of customers Uber must get in Mill Valley is non-existent.
No,
Really?
I disagree with you. I think there's probably an Uber driver 3 minutes away at any given time.
In Mill Valley.
Yeah.
Especially that weekend.
Listen, you know what? With all due respect, I mean, the hometown I grew up in, Great Neck, it's not much different in terms of financially than Mill Valley, right? It's just not.
I'm more talking about population and
No, you can get an Uber driver. Dude, there's some guy living in a nice house in Mill Valley who's, trust me, is an Uber driver on the side. He is.
Aren't they always every time I've ever been in an Uber, they never say it's their full-time job. They're always like, right. oh, I do this on the side. And then they start to tell you what else they do.
Yeah.
And I'm always fascinated by it because you never know.
And the thing is, they're talking to me now and I don't want to talk to them. Right. I just want to be scrolling on my phone.
You got to get yourself in a Waymo. You don't got to talk to anybody.
Right. Yeah.
But
I'm not taking a Waymo over the Golden Gate Bridge, though. Not happening.
Ooh, bad idea.
Yeah. I'll tell you, I took more Ubers in New York and in Long Island than I've ever taken in my life. I spent $600 on Ubers while I was in New York City.
What?
Yeah. It's crazy.
I think that's a stretch.
No, it's not a stretch. I was looking at my statement. It's not a stretch.
Oh, yeah. I mean, between the airports
back and forth to the east side to the west side. Yeah. I mean, for all of our wonderful viewers out there, Max and I landed on Mother's Day at JFK with his girlfriend. And the idea was to take, like a $5 train ride, the air train into New York City. And he convinced me that it's going to take us an hour and a half, 2 hours for me to get to the west side. And I was like, it's already 9:00 at night.
Yeah, we wouldn't have been home until midnight.
Yeah. And I was like, I don't want to deal with that. So he convinced everyone to take an Uber, which was whatever, $50-$60 from JFK. Thanks, Max.
It was worth it, wasn't it?
It was worth it. And I'll tell you that night, when I got to my sister's apartment, because we dropped you off on the east side and we went to the west side, my sister had a chicken parmesan. I'm going back to pizza. pepperoni pizza, a white pizza, and a spinach spin wheel and a pepperoni spin wheel.
You're crazy.
Can you say Gordo?
Gordo. Dad, so I watched last night. I watched I don't want to say for the first time, but for the first time where I could like fully dive in, comprehend, and follow. I watched Goodfellas.
Oh wow!
Because you had shown it to me, as you did many movies, at a very young age, too young to like fully grasp and follow and understand.
Oh, good.
Wow. Especially honestly, the last like 40 minutes specifically.
Because the build up, like a different movie.
It's a different movie.
Yeah. It's a totally cocaine-driven movie.
Yeah, I was like, what just happened here? Like, when did shit hit the fan? I mean, because shit kind of hits the fan the whole way through. You know, it's just like one thing after another, and Billy Bats, and I'm like, okay. But then the last 40 minutes, I mean, I feel bad because, you know, my girlfriend, she kind of lost interest before the last like 50 minutes of the movie, and so I watched the rest alone, and I was like, oh my God, like I was shocked because it really felt different.
So good. Such an incredible movie.
And Ray Liotta, like he's hot take, like not the best actor, but for this very specific role, like so convincing. Like, I mean, De Niro's De Niro and Pesci's Pesci, but like Ray Liotta, you know, I've seen him in other things. He's like not this like amazing actor. He's not nearly on the scale of like De Niro and Pesci. But like for the character, Henry, like he really plays a convincing, like effed up, you know, semi-Italian, because I don't want to spoil, but like he's not really Italian.
You're not spoiling anything. The movie came out in 1990. I mean, you're not spoiling it. It's a long time ago.
It was pretty good. I was pretty impressed, and so now I'm kind of I'm back on this like movie kick. I mean, I told you to see Sinners, which you still haven't seen, and Mission Impossible comes out this week, so I'm thinking about going.
This episode is sponsored by Helen Cycles, taking good care of people and their bikes since 1936. Serving Southern California with locations in Santa Monica and Manhattan Beach, with brands like Trek, Santa Cruz, Pinarello, and Colnago. We'll see you on the bike.
So speaking of Mission Impossible.
Go for it.
Speaking of Mission Impossible, so my boss was nice enough wonderful enough to pay for my tickets to go to Boston and come back from Kennedy Airport back to LA. And he booked me on a first class flight coming back to LA, which I've never flown before. I have to admit, I've never flown. I'm always, yearning for that leg room, and I've never gotten it before. And I'll tell you, Max, I got to the airport 2 hours early, like I was supposed to.
Yeah.
And I could have gotten to the airport. For those of you who have never flown first class, I could have gotten to the airport 20 minutes before my flight.
Wow.
Because from getting out of the Uber past TSA probably took me 10 minutes.
What?
I mean, with the baggage, everything. I mean, it's truly amazing. There's no lines. There's nothing. And then I went into the Delta Lounge.
What?
And my flight was delayed almost 3 hours.
What?
And I actually enjoyed it, because in the Delta Lounge at JFK, you can get a massage. You can go into a sleep pod. You can have your shoes shined. You can go to the wellness center. There's all the food you can eat.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, it was truly such an incredible experience. And then I got on the plane, and it's one of those first class tickets where like you can close the sliding door and your own little pod with a 30-inch television, and food that like still tastes like cardboard, but it's better than what it's better than what the peasants are getting.
Right. Terrible.
I'm usually a peasant. I get it. But
question.
Wow, yeah.
Question. So you get this first class experience, and you get to, so knowing you, like you try to sleep on pretty much every flight possible, but like how could you sleep in that experience? Like, wouldn't you just want to like take it all in? Watch a bunch of movies.
I did, and I watched Maverick because I'm a big Tom Cruise fan, and And what my point with Mission Impossible coming up this week is when you're getting on the plane, they were giving out these goodie bags, and the goodie bags had
really?
it has a Coca-Cola in it. It had a Paramount Plus, passport holder.
Oh, okay.
And it had 2 free tickets to AMC for Mission Impossible.
Wow. Yeah. So you're gonna go?
So, yeah, definitely gonna go. Sure.
Yeah.
That's
fun.
It was fun, and the whole experience. But I will say this: the seats themselves aren't much wider than coach.
No.
Or economy. They're not much wider. I was still looking for some shoulder room, but man, you could lay that thing down, that seat down, like a bed, a little cocoon, like a bed.
Oh, wow.
It was great.
Like a twin bed.
No, like a coffin. Like a coffin.
That's crazy.
I mean, you're literally in a coffin, 32,000 feet, but this plane flew at 40,000 feet because of all those crazy tornadoes.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Right.
So
you're up there.
40. I was up there. I think that's probably the highest I've ever been.
So other than,
maybe a few nights at the Sphere. I don't know.
Right.
But I'll tell you, flying first class, it fucked me up for good. Because like once you fly first class, you really don't want to go back. And I don't even care about the first class part, the lounge.
Right.
I was telling my friend about the lounge, and he was telling me how his brother always flies first class.
Yeah.
And he always goes to the lounge like 4 hours before the flight is even going to take off, because it's just fun to hang out, especially if you're with friends. It's great.
It's like what I said the Sphere did for me, is like it kind of ruined concerts in a way. It's like that probably ruined the flight experience a little bit, because if you don't fly first class next time or ever again, which unlikely, you'll probably fly first class again. But like it's that's pretty crazy. And it's cool that you got to experience that, So Mission Impossible coming out this week, you got 2 free tickets. I'm gonna get back on my movie grind, but tonight's the night. Survivor finale. By the time this gets put out, we'll have a new winner. We'll get one, but more importantly, we're one step closer to season 50, which is like, unfortunately, I think is overshadowing not only this season a little bit, but the next season, which is yet to even come out.
Yeah. For sure. So, I've been seeing some old timers getting interviewed. He coming back to the show. Well, I've done everything I've needed to do. I don't know.
Right. I'm hoping for just give me Jonathan Penner. I want to see Jonathan Penner, or
I want to see Russell Hantz. I want to see Russell Hantz.
Never happening.
Never gonna happen now.
It's never happening. Trust.
This season, I got to tell you, Max, we were talking a couple of weeks ago how you like when TV or movies make you feel. I'm 56 years old in a few weeks, and crazy. I was crying from Survivor. In the last 2 or 3 episodes, have blown me away.
Like, I told you, because I hate to say I told you so, but like, the first like half of the season, it was like okay in comparison to like, it was good, but in comparison to like other seasons, it was just like fine. And then something about the last like 2 episodes, like the gameplay was really at a high level. Emotionally was at a high level. Unfortunately for me, like I'm kind of over Eva a little bit. I feel like Mitch is completely on the outs. He is not a part of, like, he may as well not even. He's not even playing. Well,
he's in a lot of control right now, because it's really Joe and Eva versus Kyle and Camilla.
But
so
that
he can go either way and sway.
He could, but only for one vote, unless they don't even use him. Because if you've noticed, the last like 3 tribal councils, there've been big blindsides, but he's no part of it. He's never on the right side of the vote.
Correct.
He never is. He's never in the no. But like, so I'm kind of over Eva. I don't think Mitch stands a chance gameplay wise. Joe is great. I like something you said off air today is he's one of a lot of immunities, and he's a good person. But
if he loses immunity even once tonight, he's done. He's
right.
Gone. He's gotta be gone.
That's my only gripe with his game is it's either win or go home. And then you got Kyle and Camilla, who have somehow, seriously, like, I have not seen gameplay this high from anyone on Survivor in a really long time. Like, they have managed to manipulate 2 different alliances without anybody knowing that they're working together. And the blindside they pulled off, and the chaos they were able to stir without any of the players knowing who stirred the pot in this last episode was crazy. was crazy. And then that really uncomfortable is the word, really weird and uncomfortable scene with Joe and Shaheen. Like they're finally kind of
tribal.
No, before tribal, they're like coming to a head, and I was like, oh, I feel bad for Shaheen because Joe's kind of being a jerk about it, but like also Joe's reacting the right way because I'd react that way if I heard my name. Right. You know, it was like weird. Mm-hmm. It's really weird.
And I'm amazed how it was the final 8, and it's a love fest.
I know.
Like nobody hates each other. Like they got all the haters out. And this is a tight group. I love it. And I was watching something today that like says, who's the best TV host ever? And it's like Jeff Probst.
Duh. We should be the presidents of the Jeff Probst fan club. I mean, I tell people when people ask me now, like, oh, where do you see yourself in like 5, 10, 15 years? I'm like, well, honestly, I want like a similar career trajectory to Jeff Probst. Like he's done on-air stuff. He's done radio.
Do you remember when we've been to a couple of finales of Survivor at CBS? And do you remember, like, you've been called out?
I was interviewed.
He has walked over to you, I think, once or twice, right?
And interviewed me.
Yeah, and he interviewed you, and you said that, like, something like you wanted to snuff out his torch and that you wanted to take over his job or something like that. And he's like, I hope you can.
And then there was actually a finale where he asked me who would I take to the final 2 if I was Woo, who was like one of the contestants, and I answered it. And honestly, like I think if I applied today, use that at the beginning of my audition tape, I'd be a shoo-in. I'd be a shoo-in. They'd be like, "Oh my god, this guy! I remember what a great story."
Yeah, I remember that in between commercials, you were like, "Yeah, I want your job, Jeff."
Yeah, I would take his job. Remember, we used to go on these vacations, whether it be like family vacations or. Like we went to Moab, and where this is going.
We did it on top of Upper Yosemite Falls.
Upper Yosemite Falls, Moab, Santa Fe, plenty of places.
So what did we do, Max? What did we do?
He doesn't do it anymore, though. So only OG Survivor fans would know this.
Okay.
But he stands at like the highest peak around. Right. And just like looks deadpans into the camera and goes like 39 days, which is not 39 days anymore. Right. 39 days, 18 people, 1 survivor. He doesn't do that anymore.
Out.
And then it pulls out. We did it in Lake Tahoe. And so we used to do that. And oh my gosh, I hope we can find a video of it and put it in the video for YouTube. That'd be pretty awesome.
I have the video someplace. I probably have to get on the computer, which I haven't been on in almost a year. But
it's probably broken because my mom has a billion tabs open and has like 4 different browsers open. It's just so it's pretty great. Survivor finale. The Knicks game starts very soon. This city is going to go up in flames.
I don't know who the Knicks are playing. Who are they playing?
Playing the Pacers in the conference finals. So this is the first time in 25 years that they've been in the conference finals. I don't think they've been in the finals in like 40 something years, and they haven't won it since like you were born pretty much.
I was reading something. It was on Instagram. It was me. And they're like, the last time the Knicks won or was in this position, like gas was 73 cents.
Right.
Milk was 29 cents a gallon.
God, I hate when they do that. I hate when the algorithm does
that. I get fucking old.
Well, no. So like,
and a 2-bedroom apartment was $400 a month in New York City. I'm like, man, I got old.
Yeah, it's like
something happened.
The other week sent me some like video, and it was like POV. You grew up in the 80s, and it's like a list of all the prices of stuff that is like well over $10 now. Yeah. And it was like a couple dollars, maybe a couple cents. And I just wrote back, stop sending me this. Like respectfully. Please stop sending me this. Yeah, I mean, it just depresses me. I'm like, oh, okay.
She can send me that stuff. She can send my sister that stuff, but not you. Like you don't want to hear how awful the world is. You're just starting it.
Yeah, exactly. I was just like, please.
I get it.
Please.
So how is adulting? How is New York City treating you?
Adulting's interesting. Not a fan of something I don't think I've addressed on the podcast. I did not realize that not only is there New York state tax, there's New York City tax. Mm-hmm. That's a fucking nightmare. Sorry, pardon my French. Trying to curse a little less here on the podcast as of late, but that pisses me off. So so you got that. The weather's been a bit spotty. So that's interesting. I'm not purposely trying to point out the negatives, but you did ask how adulting is. But a lot of good, like vibe in the city's great. The energy right now is amazing because the Knicks are in the conference finals, and it's similar to like Boston, where it's a big sports city, so like sports are integrated in what's going on in the city. Like if I walk outside the building right now and I go onto Second Avenue, every single restaurant, doesn't matter what cuisine, doesn't matter what the hours are, what they serve, how big, how small, every TV in the restaurant's going to be playing the Knicks game. So like, and then the Yankees are great right now, so that's really fun. They just played the Mets, which that was a huge series.
Soto didn't do too well.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. And man, oh man, do we love it.
Yeah.
We love it. It's awesome. It's pretty great to see. And the vibe in the city's awesome. And I'm like reconnecting with some old friends and actually getting together with some family members whom I really don't know. Like I knew them, I guess, when I was little, but like who do you really know when you're a kid? You don't really know anyone. So it's really cool.
Members of my family.
Yeah, they're members of your family too. Like,
well, I thank you for doing that. I was thinking about it because you sent me a picture the other day of my great niece. I don't know, but
I don't know.
Right? Yeah, I don't know who she is. It's my cousin's daughter.
Great niece. That wouldn't be. You're not. I
don't know. I don't know. No, but like, it's my. I don't know. It's my sister's.
It'd be your cousin.
It's my cousin's sister, my cousin's daughter.
Yeah,
so I don't know what she is. I don't know what she is to me, but I was thinking about it. It's like, now that my father is like, he's kind of removed himself from the world a little bit because he used to be like the patriarch of the family and the dinners and all that, but he doesn't do those things anymore. And I was thinking, and obviously I moved away 30 years ago, right? But I was thinking, it's like, wow, does Max take that role in New York? Because he's gonna obviously see my parents.
Sorry,
he's spending a lot of what?
You do this thing when like you have a thought where you go,
yeah.
You like bite your lips. It's really funny.
Okay. So, he's going to see my parents. Maybe he can bring my sister and my parents a little bit closer with some day trips out there. Oh my God.
What just happened?
Sorry. I'm getting a cramp in my hamstring. Holy fuck balls. Okay.
That was hilarious.
Shit. And then you're seeing my cousin's daughter, and I know you have plans with my aunt. I think it's fucking great, Max. I really do. I'm thinking, wow, does Max become the glue to the Lasky name?
Well, I think your sister does a good job with that already. And if I can just add on to
generation, you're the next generation.
I'm happy to do so. If I can add on to that and be a part of that, I'm happy to do it. And I
sorry,
this is hilarious.
My hamstring.
It's okay. That sucked. That's crazy.
That's by the way, did you see Tom Cruise on the Pat McAfee show?
No. What?
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
What is he doing? Sorry.
What is
Tom Cruise doing on the Pat McAfee show?
What do you mean? He's smart because he knows Pat McAfee has a lot of followers and he's promoting the hell out of Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning.
It's getting terrible reviews.
I heard it got a 73 on Rotten Tomatoes. Whatever.
We'll see what the audience has to say.
I
don't
tried
trust
to watch
the critics.
I tried to watch the last one. And it was terrible. The
last one's supposed to be amazing.
And where he jumps off with the motorcycle. I'm like, man, this is bad. But whatever. Maybe I'll try to watch it again. Maybe I'll watch it tonight.
Yeah, I need to dive into Mission Impossible before I go see the new one.
They're all pretty good, but Ghost Protocol, I don't know if it's number 4 or 5. It's so good.
It's like a head and shoulders above the rest from what I've heard. And I've seen that's really the only one I've seen. So but Dad,
he's so fun to watch. I like Tom Cruise. I don't know.
All right. You like your Scientologist, but
I like my Scientologist.
I just have to say I love you, and
I love you.
The Knicks have started, so we gotta go. But
okay.
I love you so much.
Enjoy, Max. I love you.
Tell the people what to do.
Please subscribe.
Yes.
Follow. Please tell your friends. Leave a comment.
Mm-hmm.
What? And we're gonna actually bring in some pizza right now. Prince Street
really?
Pizza. Yeah.
Prince Street Pizza. Maybe turn on the game. I think it's on HBO Max tonight.
Nah, I don't care about the Knicks. I really don't.
All your friends do.
I really hate basketball even more.
No, me too, honestly. But just because I'm here, I'm really trying to.
I understand that, but you know what, Max? When the Lakers are in it, I still don't care. That has to do with LeBron. I know. Though. He's just terrible. Anyway, I love you. Have a great night, and we'll see and hear from everyone later.
Yes, we will. All right, everyone. We'll see you next week.